Prediction: this video will trigger at least a half of my audience. Enjoy, my dear friends, and welcome to European Lore. Wes Hal, mein friend, and welcome to yet another video. Oh my, this one has stirred some waters, my dear friends. Let me tell you, you're going to enjoy this. Welcome to European Lore, my dear friends. And this video is really half of this video is the review of The Last Kingdom, The Seven Kings Must Die, the film over at Netflix. And the second part of the video is that controversial part, and it's actually me telling you why I enjoyed the film. And that is that part, my dear friend, which stirred the waters at social media. And at the moment of recording this video, I am being ripped apart at Twitter, which is not my first time, and I'm absolutely delighted by it. Because I never follow the crowd. I can really sometimes admit when something is done right and correct. But shall we start with a brief description of what the movie is about? It's about Athelstan, who is considered to be one of the greatest English kings. So he was the king of the Anglo-Saxons from 924 to 927, and then the king of the English from 927 to 939, because he was really one of the first, or he was the first English king who ruled the joint kingdoms of Britain at the time in the 10th century. And he also very famously fought at the Battle of Brunanburh, which happened in 937. Such a great and famous battle that not only was it recorded in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, but it was also, memorized. I mean, it was also made into a poem. A very famous Anglo-Saxon poem in Old English, which I have reread many a time, and also in one of my theses and one of my books, my publications that I published, I actually translated a little bit of it from Old English into modern English. So that is what you can see at the screen, my own version of the couple of lines of the Battle of Brunanburh, translated from Old English into modern English. So one would say that I know something about the history of Britain, do I? I do, a little bit. So the story is really simplistically said. I will not get into the detail. It's basically revolving around Athelstan being under the influence of one of his mentors. And then this mentor being actually a traitor who was dealing with a Viking conqueror who wanted to unite all the remaining kingdoms so they can defeat Athelstan. And this guy, this teacher of his, very religious man, also made Athelstan very religious in the film as well. In real life, Athelstan was indeed a very religious man, and he also died with no children and unmarried. He never married, right? And from what I remember, he liked to decorate his hair quite nicely and such things. That, of course, proves nothing. The important thing here is that in the film, they made the two shag. They made the mentor seduce Athelstan and fool him this way. And in secrecy, he was plotting against him with the other kings of Britain and with that Viking raider. Well, the truth came to light. Athelstan, he was then aware of his mistake and then joined with his old friend Uthred, the Viking king of Northumbria, or the Danish king of Northumbria, and they joined their forces, and spoiler, but this is history, right? At the Battle of Brunanburh in 937, they won, prevailed, and Athelstan was able to become the first king of the joint kingdoms. That's it. And now, what the problem is here is, for most people, the fact that they made him shag a guy. And I said, on social media, and I say it now and I repeat it and I stand by my words, that it's actually a clever storytelling device. If you want to fool somebody, why not use sex as a tool. If you want to get hold of somebody, if you want to control somebody, well, you can control him by this very, very easily. And yes, there are no historical evidences of Athelstan being gay. No, not at all. But there is also a historical evidence that he wasn't married and he didn't have any kids. Yeah, I know. Some people could say, wait, but this is similar when the Rings of Power creators said Tolkien never specifically mentioned that. Well, yes, but once again, and I have expressed this in my videos many a time, you need to make differences. You can't just think black and white. Only a Sith deals in absolutes, my dear friends. Which by itself is an absolute, this sentence. But putting that aside, this film was very well made. This film was, as I said, in my original post at Twitter, it was pretty much historically accurate. The only thing that sparks some discussions is the fact that they made Athelstan shaggy guy. But let me now tell you one thing, and be honest with yourselves if you can't be honest with me. If they made him shag a woman, and that woman will then betray him and use the shagging as a tool to control Athelstan, you would be okay with it. Because this is the norm, right? So in this case, I'm willing to admit that yes, we don't know if he shagged a guy or not, but this actual making him shag a guy and that guy using this shagging as a tool for his schemes and plots and to control the king was very clever. And actually this was used to make Athelstan almost lose his kingdoms, but also realize his mistake, join with Uthred, and go to the Battle of Brunanburh, where he ultimately won, and thanks to which he became the king of all the kingdoms. So this is why I'm willing to admit, alright, this is fine, okay. But of course, my dear friends, there are certain groups of people who are militant, extremely militant. And there are other groups of people which are extremely militant. And if you are not in line of what they are saying each and every single time, in each and every single case, word by word, they will hate you. They might be your followers, they might be your fans. You say one thing they don't like because of their religious beliefs or their socio-political beliefs or whatever. They turn against you and they hate you. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Sort of, I don't care. I will never follow the crowd. I will never follow any crowd. If you thought European law was right-wing, left-wing, I'm neither. I'm not on anybody's side because nobody is altogether at my side. My recommendation here is The Last Kingdom, Seven Kings Must Die was a good film, and I recommend watching it. Let me know in the comments down below. Well, the comment section is going to be a blast this time. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. That will be all. Thank you very much for watching. Ena Marie.